Now, where was I before I was interrupted? Oh, I remember. This time last week I had just finished penning a rant about the insanity of the New South Wales government announcing that, not content with knocking down Parramatta Stadium and rebuilding it, it was also going to knock down both the 17-year-old Olympic Stadium and the 3-decades-old Sydney Football Stadium, and put up new ones. The column went viral, and a petition I subsequently started online to get the New South Wales government to think again picked up 50,000 petitioners in the first 2 days, and now stands at 130,000, close to a post-war record. The column and petition acted as a lightning rod for visceral public disgust over the issue, a disgust so strong that while the Herald Letters page was overwhelmed with letters attacking the whole idea, it has received just one in favour. This is consistent with my experience, where I was simply bowled over by readers decrying such taxpayer-funded largesse going to the elite business of sport while so many other areas of the government's responsibilities are crying out for resources that never come. And yes, of course, there are powerful forces aligned to see that much public money being spent, and of course those forces scramble to make their case as to why, despite appearances, it really is the most sensible thing, ever. And yet, talking privately to people involved in both the SFS and the Olympic Stadium, while they are sure their stadium deserves it, they are united that the other stadium does not. Look, in isolation, you can make separate arguments for doing each of those three stadiums. Chris Brown did a piece for the telly on why the Olympic Stadium should be redone, while the chair of the SCG Trust, Tony Shepherd, penned a piece for the Herald on how the SFS had reached the end of the road and had to be replaced. If one did no better, one would think the people of both stadiums have realized the political reality of this. They might get away with doing one of the remaining stadiums, but they won't get away with two. A consistent theme of those arguing for redoing the stadiums is the economic benefits that will come with the exercise. No doubt. But there are undoubted economic benefits, and more, of doing as your humble correspondent suggested, dropping $100x $10 million on sporting projects around the suburbs and regions, building community sporting complexes, which includes basketball, netball and tennis courts, with green fields. What would be the health benefits of revitalizing the grassroots sports infrastructure for our kids, 2/3 of whom are overweight? What would be the mental health benefits of getting them involved in team sports? What would be the social benefits of getting teenagers off the street and onto the courts and fields, getting the middle-aged and old moving again? And is that the proper business of government, not providing infrastructure for money-making sports? With that solution, you have a lazy $1 billion left over for all the other things crying out for government funding, and you could modify, not redo, the stadiums in question. Meantime, tell me this, my friends Tony Shepherd and Chris Brown.